And I loved it, like singing all the Italian operas and arias. It was just like, ooh, and Phantom of the Opera. I love Phantom of the Opera.
Oh, no kidding.
But...
Wait, you're a soprano?
Yeah,
no
yeah.
kidding. I saw a YouTube video of yours where you were singing the, oh, God, I want to say it was like the Stabat Mater or something like that. And your voice got really low. It was like, oh,
everyone thinks that I'm a mezzo-soprano, but...
Yeah, you sound like a mezzo-soprano, like alto kind of deal. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, but I am a soprano because I can do like the higher... I mean, that's what they've always told me. My singing teacher has always told me that I'm a soprano.
No kidding.
But yeah, sometimes I do the lower parts, and especially with pop, I don't have a high voice in pop music, so it is kind of weird that I have that contrast of like when I sing pop, I can't do high notes for my life, but when I sing opera, I love doing the higher parts.
You can hit all the high notes and make the trills with the high notes. Yeah. That's pretty insane, honestly.
So I love doing all that, and that's kind of when I realized that I want to do music in some shape or form, you know? So right now is when I've been, well, this past year has been when I've been mostly pursuing music.
Yeah.
Before that, I didn't really know what it was like to like fully immerse yourself in music and like write your own songs. I didn't even know where to start when it came to like writing your own songs, but I always liked making little melodies and like fun little jingles and whatever. But yeah, more recently I've been doing it way more seriously. So it's been kind of like music has always just been there.
Yeah.
And when did I discover that I actually wanted to pursue music was like this year.
No kidding.
Yeah, it's been
when
crazy.
When did you start singing?
I think I was born singing.
Yeah?
Yeah, my dad always sang to me when I was little. Like, my family always sang to me when I was little. So it was kind of, I never really thought of singing as like, oh, I'm going to try this out, and then we'll see if I like it or not. It was more like I was just always singing and always listening to music. So.
You know, it was kind of the same deal with me. I mean, I grew up listening to nothing but Disney classics and like, you know, John Mellencamp and Billy Joel that my mom would play in the car, and I remember in the back seat being like 3 or 4 years old mimicking the drum solo to Jack and Diane, do 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 do, and it was fucking. I like every time I listen to that song, I have such nostalgia because it reminds me of like when I first like really was like acknowledging music for what it was and like really like falling for music.
Yeah, falling
and
in
then
music.
I was always kind of singing when I was younger. I never thought that I would be a singer just because when I was younger I was really self-conscious about my voice. I had a really high-pitched voice, and I still kind of do for a dude who's now currently 22. But and then eventually I started listening to a lot of Green Day and Metallica. And after playing their songs so much, I was like, "Fuck it! Why don't I?" Excuse my language. Why don't I like try to sing to some of these songs? And then eventually, like, I started gaining the confidence to sing along to Metallica and to Green Day. And then eventually, I started just singing and playing with like any kind of music that I was finding. I mean, I was learning stuff from Michael Jackson, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Stevie Wonder. I was learning. Oh God, I was really big into Taylor Swift at one point.
Oh my God, I was really big into her at one point too.
Early Taylor Swift.
I went to her concert, and I actually met her mom.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I was sitting next to her mom with my mom, and we took pictures with her mom, and it was great.
Wow.
But I think that it kind of comes in an advantage to be a boy with kind of a more high pitched voice when it comes to singing. Cause
sometimes, because sometimes because you know if you have a good tenor voice and you're able to sing a lot of songs, and you know. But if you're a lower voice, you also are able to sing a lot of lower register songs, and you sound, you know, more like a matured man, to say the least.
I think you sound like a mature man.
Oh well, golly, she's so sweet, you guys. You see that? But so
I'm just being truthful, you know.
But what was the first song that you like remember yourself knowing how to sing and that you remember loving as a kid?
Okay, so I think that I grew up as like Christina Aguilera was like my biggest idol when it comes to singing. Yeah, her voice was just something that you've never heard before, and I was just always shocked at how someone could have such a perfect like sounding voice. So I did a lot of like imitating her when I was little, and that's kind of how I learned how to sing pop music, which isn't the best thing because she has such a like dark belty voice that it's like raspy. Exactly. So like you mimic those sounds, and then it's not necessarily healthy for your voice, especially if that's not how you actually sound.
Yeah.
And So I think that she was one of my biggest inspirations when I was little, and I think my favorite song ever when I was little was singing "Beautiful" by Christina Aguilera.
By Christina Aguilera.
I loved singing that. I also loved "If I Was Invisible." You know that song? From it's not from Christina Aguilera. It's from that guy. I don't remember his name, but he was very, very popular.
If I Was Invisible. Wait, here. Let me see if I can look it up. If I Was Invisible.
It was like one of those classic guys that like everyone loved.
Clay Aiken.
Clay Aiken. Yes, I loved singing that song.
Okay, I totally do know what you're talking about now. That's funny.
Yeah, it was so funny. I
don't really know anybody that listens to Clay Aiken. That's so wild.
I loved him when I was little.
Really?
Like loved, and I thought he was like everyone like knew him and everything.
Yeah.
I went to a Clay Aiken concert, I'm pretty sure. He opened for someone or something like that when I was little. But yeah, I was really big into him. But overall, I think that like a common theme of like someone that I've looked up to my entire life has been like Queen and Freddie Mercury. Like,
oh, of course.
Yeah, like I still look up to Christina Aguilera, but for me, Freddie Mercury is just the most amazing voice there's ever been, and like he's amazing.
You saw Bohemian Rhapsody, right?
Of course.
What did you think of it?
Yes. Okay. So I didn't love the movie so much. I watched it with my dad. Mm-hmm. And Queen has always been something that we share like a lot. We love Queen. He bought me a bunch of vinyls. You taught me how to say this word before we came here. He bought me some vinyls of Queen, and I mean, he's always been the one that has shown me Queen, you know, like. Mm-hmm. So we watched it together, and it was awesome watching, like, the story and everything. And I think as a documentary, it was good. Like, it really taught people about Queen, but I don't think it made people fall in love with Queen. I think that the way that I'd been looking at Freddie Mercury my entire life, I don't think he was portrayed that way.
No.
Like, he was more portrayed like a scrawny, like, more like shy boy. I don't know.
Well, that's the thing. He was very shy, but there were definitely things that were wrong with that movie. For starters, when Freddie Mercury received his diagnosis in the movie before Queen actually supposedly got back together. Mm-hmm. Problem number one, they never broke up. Two, they were all 4 side projects. In fact, the drummer of Queen actually started his own side project album, 2 of them before Freddie even thought about going for his own solo career. Yeah. They never really had a problem with it. Yeah. And Freddie didn't know about his AIDS diagnosis before the Live Aid concert that they did. So, like, they made that a point in the movie for some reason, like that. Oh, this was his last concert that he had to do. No, he didn't know about the AIDS diagnosis until 2 years after Live Aid performance. Yeah. And they also had a couple of weird things, like Jack Foster, who is their made-up character of whom is supposed to be like their manager and CEO of the record company and whatnot. He was kind of portrayed differently than how their actual manager was. I mean, and but I get it was for the sake that, Mike Myers was being their manager and saying that he hates Bohemian Rhapsody, even though you look at Wayne's World and he's singing it in the car and it's like one of his favorite jams, and he's a huge Queen fan and he was super happy to do the role. But they made it seem like it was a matter of that nobody would play, or that the manager was completely against playing that song on the radio waves and whatnot for its premiere. But in actuality, their manager was totally okay with it, and he wanted to put that song on the radio, which I found kind of odd, like that they made that a point to kind of give an opposite side of that. But I guess in a way it was to
kind of give the like contrast of like it's not going to work, but then it like was the
exactly
song.
It's supposed to like show like them overcoming milestones of their career and like doing daring things by releasing a song like Bohemian Rhapsody, which is such a great tune. I love Bohemian Rhapsody to death. By the way, have you heard of the singer/YouTuber Mike Martell?
No.
Oh, excuse me. His name is Mark Martell. Mark Martell sounds so scarily like Freddie Mercury.
Oh, yes. I know. Yeah,
he does. Scary.
He did like an impersonation video, right?
Oh,
I think my dad's friend sent it to him. Yeah.
He's done several.
Oh, my God, amazing.
He did Bohemian Rhapsody. He did Killer Queen. Yeah. Somebody to Love.
And he never had proper training. Did you know that? He taught himself how to sing.
It was just like it's because of his jawline. His jawline is so similar to Freddie Mercury's that it gives him that projected voice that Freddie has.
Yeah.
And not only that, but he did one one of my favorite Queen songs of all time, Love of My Life. And that is such a great song. Oh, my God, it's so beautiful. I've had that song stuck in my head for like 3 weeks.
Yes,
but,
it's amazing.
It's a beautiful song. Mark Martel, you guys definitely want to listen to him. Dalit, you definitely want to listen to him. But anyways, we're not here to talk about Mark Martel. We're here to talk about you. So we're going to go ahead and carry on by playing another song that Dalit recorded and actually put on her YouTube page. This is her cover of Poker Face. You guys are listening to WIUX Bside Radio, Jaybird Radio. We have Dalit on the show.
I wanna hold them like they do in Texas Place. Fold and let them hit me, raise it, baby, stay with me. Love game, intuition, played the cards with spades to start. And after he's been hooked, I'll play the one that's on his heart. Oh, 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 I'll get him hard, show him what I've got. Oh, 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 I'll get him hard, show him what I've got. Can't read my, no, he can't read my face. He's got me like nobody. Can't read my, no, he can't read my poker face. He's got me like nobody. Poker face, poker face. Poker face, poker face. I wanna roll with him, a hard pair we will be. A little gambling is fun when you're with me. Russian roulette is not the same without a gun. And baby, when it's love, if it's not rough, it isn't fun. Oh, 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 oh. I'll get him hard, show him